welcome to the first night of painting. So we have our Devouts and our Crystal Lotus elves primed and based. You can see I did a little bit different. I was going to go black with the Devout, but worried that some of the things I had to get up to white, like details on the shield and some of their lower cloaks and things, would be too difficult. So I went bright because I want to have kind of bright and bluish silver on the Crystal Lotus. So this is what Wrathbone spray from Citadel, and then this is Gray Seer because I might do a little contrast paints, especially on belts and things. So those primers have a little more of a tooth, so they handle the contrast paints really nice, and they're bright enough that they do nice things. So yeah, welcome to Upturned Table. So tonight, yes, white and red. Hey Miguel, how's it going? Yeah, I was thinking about doing like a Flesh Terrors red though, something a little, because I have this as well, which is a nice, you can see that's a nice blood red. Oh yeah, that's we can do that as well. So here, so we're doing the Devout, and here's the page. So here's what we're looking at, kind of reference-wise. I'm so zoomed in. So I think I'm going to start with Leadbelcher, because that's a pretty cruddy-looking metal, and then you can, with Nuln Oil and things, you can make it even cruddier. I don't have any other kind of darker things. And then I have a chainmail silver for the elves, which will be nice and bright. But we'll start with something, and we'll see. My Leadbelcher is a little old, so if it's gonna clog any details and be a little too thick, we may change plans. But yeah, so we've got a lot of gold detail, so a lot of metal, and then a lot of gold detail. And then as you can see, the lower half is going to be, especially just for the followers, like a cream color, and then white on the shield. So we'll see how that translates. I'm still not sure, because take a look at how crazy the cursed model is. Quite colorful, and he's also pretty dark too. So we're gonna have to think about, because the design of them, they're pretty close to just the standard units, but look at that coloration is very different. So maybe some blue accent and maybe some darker bronze or something on that helmet, or copper. Yeah, because this is kind of how just followers look. I don't think I want to go that bright. I think I'll do an ivory for that cloak instead of a bright white with a stripe along the bottom. But yeah, you can see how the weapons are colored, so there's some gold detail. I don't think we're going to actually be able to see any leather. Oh, also on the cursed, I think there's some flesh. Yeah, maybe you can't see on the older model. But if we look at the newer model, we're going to be nice and close. You can see there's some actual skin of the arm under the gloves and things. So yeah, we might have to come up with a cursed looking skin color. I've got some Dark Oath flesh and some things that might work well for that. But yeah, so that's going to be our cursed. We'll have some blue on him, I think. Yeah, it's the only model you can probably see the primer cracked a little bit. Today was kind of a cold, wet day, so not a great day for priming models. And some cracks on him, so I'm a little worried about how that's going to cover. But we'll give it a shot. I'll keep that close by. So we'll start with our lighter colors and just kind of work our way through. I think it's just going to be a lot of metal at this point. So we'll see. So good to see you, Miguel. And Retro, thanks for stopping by on the stream. We'll see how this goes. I've got a new synthetic sable brush I wanted to try. I haven't had great luck keeping points with these Japanese synthetic sables, but they're cheap, so it's not too heartbreaking when you have to move on. All right, so here's one of the two. These are the two standard followers, and so you can see I just put a little bit of sand in the recess of the base and some pebbles, and they're a nice even grace here. Actually, they don't look, the color of these doesn't look that much different from the resin. If it wasn't for the base not being black, it would be hard to tell that these weren't just still resin. So let's try. So off screen I've got a wet palette. I'll zoom out if anybody really wants to see what's going on besides my coffee cup. So I've got a wet palette because it's kind of dry in here. And we're just going to hit some of this. We're going to have to do, I think, several coats to get the this cream color heavy enough. So this will be a very casual hangout stream. You're probably not going to, if you already paint miniatures, you're not going to learn anything that you don't already know. But I'll just talk through what I'm doing, and we'll and feel free to argue with me in the chat over the color choices, like what you think would be a more authentic coloration if I'm doing anything that looks a little wacky. So I'm going to start with the lighter colors, obviously, because it's easier to cover them when you make mistakes. So you don't have to be so perfect in these. See, just like I did on the toe already. You don't have to be so perfect in these early stages. So maybe the light's a little too bright. And I'm just going to get a couple of coats on these guys. It's a little too thin. Let me put a little bit more, sorry, on the palette just to make sure. Yeah, so this is, I'm just using Vallejo Model Color Ivory for the cloak. I was going to go, I've got a Rathbone base, but I thought the Ivory, yeah, Ivory was it's hard to see. Ivory was a little bit nicer choice. If we're not getting decent coverage with the Ivory, though, we might switch over to Rathbone. Hey, stay on target. Yeah, I think this is nice, though. Plus, if you start lighter, then you can bring it down. Oh, this is not covering, though, in that little corner. All right. So we'll just be doing all the basic flats and stuff. I don't know how much we're going to get to. And I'm not going to go crazy because of time-wise. We want to be playing the demo this week, so I'm not going to go crazy with detail. Just kind of get them table ready, just presentable on the tabletop. I think we're getting okay coverage. Yeah, I gotta stop fussing. This is just the beginning. Yeah, actually, well, let's see how this dries. That's pretty thin. So this is just that lower cloak, and then some of the details. And all the details are going to be much heavier, and color-wise, they're going to be much darker. So very easy to deal with. All right, so I'll just alternate between the two. Luckily, there's two followers. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do, there's no white kind of lower half of the other models are going to be darker. I think I'll do the contrast paint, see how that covers. All right, there's one coat. Yeah, this is very light in there. And we've got, you can see it's peeking around the bottom there, so we'll have to cover that as well. So the red kind of cape, the mantle is over the top of this is still wall ivory. Yeah, and I just went with a very simple, simple basing. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that. Oh no, that's something that shouldn't be there. I thought that was a detail on the cape. Oh jeez, yeah. All right. Well, we had a little extra piece of flash there. That was weird. Hanging off the edge of that cape. Hopefully. Yeah, that little corner there. There was a little piece still on there. I thought it was a detail because in the illustration the corners have kind of these metal details on them, which aren't in this sculpt. But in the original illustrations, they have this metal detail. I thought that's what that was, but no. All right, so let's see how tricky. Yeah, and so the same thing here. We see there's a little bit covering the boot there. So around the corner. All right. And I'm guessing too that these are maybe prototypes from the a 3D print of the sculpts, because I see there's a little bit of striation. Like at first I thought it was fingerprints, but it's too even to be fingerprints. So there's a little bit of striation from the printer. So I think these were created from 3D prints, but yeah, really good resolution though, really crazy high resolution. All right, and I love the detail they have, like ribs. The armor and their bodies are kind of fused into the chest plate. Sorry. So so focus is going to be the challenge tonight. Uh, so they kind of fuse. That detail is really cool. Hey Dimitri, how's it going? Oh, great. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, glad to see you, and glad to I can handle that or help you with the painting, Jones. Yeah, I haven't. I don't do it regularly enough to get good enough, but it's really fun because it. Well, the part that I like about it the most is it makes the models yours. You know, unlike if you could have them painted, you could send them somewhere and have a painting service do them exactly to the colors that you like, but you own all the screw ups and all the mistakes and breaks and stuff, so they're definitely yours. That's the fun thing about painting them, even if they're not winning any any prizes. I just wish I would have started earlier in life because I can't believe how quickly your I wonder if I should turn off autofocus, if I can even can on that camera. How quickly your the steadiness of your hand and the sharpness of your vision starts to fail. All right, so yeah, this is all still white. Sorry, you can't even see this. I'm painting from underneath, but so yeah, this is sticking out underneath. Yeah, I really hope that contrast paint works okay because it picks up a lot of texture, and there is that printed kind of 3D printer texture going on. So we'll see how that works. All right. Yeah, if we're not getting a good base with this, I might switch to the Dawnstone. Is that what it was? Wrathbone, sorry. Oh, Citadel, and your paint colors. So we'll do a couple of coats of this, and if it's starting to get ridiculous, then I might switch over. Sorry. Yeah, maybe I should put less behind me so there's nothing for the focus to catch on. I just wanted to show you guys everything based and primed. Sorry, I'll keep a better eye on the chat as well. Yes, yeah, definitely. Hey, Quark. Oh, thanks. Good to see you. Yeah, I want to get these guys ready. We don't want to play unpainted on live stream, so I'm trying to get these guys painted up for the demo games. And I think Chris has me convinced that we're even going to stream our learning game, our first figuring out the rules game, because it's a good way to it's a good way for everybody to learn. Plus, people can tell us what we're doing wrong. All right. Yeah, all the yeah, every little mistake on cameras is the worst, and it looks so different too. Sorry, yeah, I'll keep my hand in the way. All right, so let's get a little bit more underneath, and then let this dry. All right. Yeah, I love the range and the price of Vallejo colors, but yeah, you do have to layer it up. Let's give this a rinse. All right, how's this one doing? Yeah, I think we're ready. Yeah, this ivory looks nice, and plus I can stain it up with some, washes and other colors. I don't know. Are we dry enough yet? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something here. I wonder if that's some release that it didn't get cleaned off. No, I guess that wouldn't be on top of the primer. The primer would be falling off. But yeah, I can't get that corner. All right. Yeah, I have no idea how long this is going to take me. It's only 8 miniatures. I can, probably in a few nights get pretty close to, tabletop standard. But I don't know. We will see. Huh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not getting amazing coverage, but I'll have to see if I'm gonna stick with this here. A couple more layers and we'll decide. Yeah, it's definitely, and it seems endless too. I often have to just stop myself because you can fuss with the details, and there's like, mistakes you make, like obvious things you've missed that are frustrating, or, a higher level of detail that you want to get to. And I just end up stopping it. And what's good is scheduling a game, like trying to get something painted for a game or a tournament or something. Giving yourself a deadline is good, because then you just have to say good enough. Yeah, even though I had some pretty ropey looking Nurgle models on the table. The guy I was playing against said, "Is that finished?" And I had to admit, no, I had to call it quits. It was like flats and a wash, and it looked a little rough, but it fit the aesthetic. The Nurgle aesthetic was not broken. So yeah, I really liked those for 8th edition. The Death Guard models they released were really really fun to paint. There was so much crazy detail on those and things that you wouldn't even see. I think I gotta wait a little bit. Maybe I should get the dryer out. Things that you wouldn't even see after they're assembled. There were like pipes and things where there were like maggots crawling on the inside of the pipe. It was crazy. So things that were not going to be. Okay, is there anything else we can do with these other guys? I guess I could start with the metal. Yeah, I think I still haven't figured out how dark I want to go with the metal and the cursed. But yeah, we could start with the metal. Yeah, we'll see here. But yeah, won't want to move too fast. Nice, yeah, old Warzone. Yeah, Warzone is back as well. This is amazing. Both Chronopia and Warzone are back at about the same time. It's going to make a lot of it's going to make a lot of hard decisions, hard choices for what to pledge. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if this isn't gonna, it looks like we're still a couple of layers away. Let me just see what this is looking like on the palette. Oh yeah, that's right. This isn't ideal either. Oh yeah, it's really gray. This is maybe the more gray than I want to go. Yeah, the Wrathbone is a more bone color. I think we'll stick with the ivory. Yeah, we'll stick with the ivory. Yeah, I think the sculptor did a great job of reproducing the, because you can see, just kind of directly. So there's an Adrian Smith illustration right from the old first edition book, and a nice dynamic pose, kind of striding forward off, weight towards the front, kind of charging, and still all the detail reads. It doesn't look, cartoony. It has a more, based in reality scale, but it definitely looks devout. So yeah, the sculptor did a great job. Sorry, this is their sleeve now. I didn't want to get paint on them, so they're maybe a little shiny. They're not gonna be all that visible. Well, let's give it a few more seconds. Yeah, I guess running a dryer on a live stream would be pretty noisy too. That's not a great idea. All right. Nice. Miguel's looking to lose some sleep. Or maybe I will if I get too wrapped up in this. Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is fun to get a chance. I mean, this is so early, such an early version of the models, and it's fun to see what they're gonna look like. So I'm glad this was a good idea. I think there would be this generates a lot more buzz, and actually creates a lot more YouTube videos and stuff where there's actually things to paint. Although I think Resnova's getting to painters. They're sending out a lot of models probably for photography and stuff. So they're getting some live streams going as well. Because I think Alfie Warzone just painted a Razid for from that set. Maybe like a prototype, maybe like a resin prototype as well. But yeah, it looked good. All right. Nice. Yeah. Unfortunately, like unlike Alfie, I won't be showing you any new techniques. He had a nice tutorial about how to paint the red flesh, you know, to get the nice color variation on red for that model. Alright, I really want to get this as even as possible. But if we get into the double-digit coats, I'll be a little worried here. Yeah, that's all scabbards and belt straps. I think we're okay. Yeah, for some reason the paint, maybe I just, oh, that's probably why I just didn't get enough primer in this little seam here. So I'm trying to paint raw resin, that's why it keeps just running off. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, I think my painting camera setup is a little bit better. I got the camera a little bit closer, so it's a little bit better than the assembly. Assembly, I kept putting things up close to my nose and pulling them right off camera. Yeah, there's a little defect there I didn't trim off. And that's the foot. I just have the very toe of the boot here. Alright. I think that'll eventually cover that resin part. See, I was saying it's dry in here, but the coats aren't drying that fast. A little bit more on the palette here. Actually, let's just go here for a minute. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, so both, yeah. Yeah, that's the difficult. Gray resin, primed gray, you do not see not see what you missed. But we'll overwhelm the unprimed areas. Getting ivory everywhere. Alright. Yeah, I did. I just did a little soap and water. I didn't scrub it very hard, but yeah, it didn't look very. I didn't see any release or anything on the resin, but I wanted to make sure that the primer went on well, and it looks like the primer is sticking really well. It's just I couldn't tell the places that I missed with primer. So that's what I think I'm running into now. There's just those little corners under the capes that didn't get covered. Oh, it's pooling up right there. All right. Yeah, there's a little striation though, so I think these are done from 3D prints. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't dealt with that before. It's cool to see though. The yeah, we're getting there. The camera at least. It looks like it's getting whiter. Alright, and underneath the edge. Yeah, this is all the easy part. Once we get to hitting these details, things are going to get much shakier. Let's try to smooth. Actually, probably want to even overlap that a little bit so that, yeah, because it doesn't need to be right up to the edge. Make sure we've got a nice line, because this ivory will cover very easily, but unpainted will stick out horribly. All right. Okay, yeah, maybe same with this cape. Let's get some overlap. It's getting there. Yeah, it looks much nicer on camera than it does up close. Alright. So same here. Yeah, I think I've already overlapped this enough. Yeah, with all this boring flat parts, I wish we could just do a dissolve to a more full covered state. One of those Duncan Roads dissolves. Just keep applying layers until cross dissolve. It's done. Yeah, let's get all of this right against that cape. Nice and covered. There we go. Yeah, just under there. Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah, the new Warzone rules. I'd really like to talk to the to Brian Steele, the guy that's working on the rules, and hear his thinking. Maybe he's already interviewed. Maybe he's already done an interview about that. I'd like to at least listen to that interview and find out kind of his inspiration for the new system. It sounds a little different, like they're trying to balance using the Brotherhood and the Dark Legion in the game without making them full factions. I'm curious about that, and that, I mean, that makes sense when you're trying to do a smaller scale, when you're trying to do smaller scale production, so that you don't immediately have so many factions. You know, you basically have 5, and then some extra special, you know, some special units. All right. Oh, there we go. Sorry. And I bumped right into the camera. Yeah, that's what I gotta be careful of, is pushing the edges right against the stand. Alright, this just needs to dry a little more, I think. I don't want to rub off anything I've already done. Let me see here. I might improvise a little palette here. Sorry, off camera. Just because I think I'm not mixing right now and blending, so I don't need the benefits of a wet palette so much. So I think it's just making my paint thinner than it should be. I'll try to control that a little bit more here. All right. Miguel says, I have so many. Yes, yes. Yeah, I've got a lot of the old metal Heartbreaker Warzone 2 and only dwarf army, or just a couple of different units for dwarves for Chronopia. None of the big beasties or anything. Yeah, those. Yeah, I think everything. So, Prince August in Ireland is still selling, and I'm not sure if they're casting the old Heartbreaker miniatures as well. But they're still selling the old Warzone miniatures, and they were previously to that selling the Chronopia miniatures. But I guess that what I heard, or the story that I heard, is that they bought all of the leftover inventory when Target Games went out of business, because I think Excelsior did their own, at least they had their own packaging, so they did their own casting. So yeah, I think we're not quite dry yet, but I didn't get my hands on any of the big Chronopia models, and now they are insanely expensive on auction sites. Yeah, that's a little better. There we go. Yeah, there's really nice folds on the robes and everything. Focus. Looks good. I'm getting some pooling here. Let me just pull some of this off. Yeah, I think I was a little too diluted. Sorry, I'm just pulling up this excess that's kind of pooling at the bottom of this robe. It's not drying well. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just mixing with water, nothing, nothing that's slowing the drying process or anything. Just the water. Let's see how this one's doing. No, yeah, not so bad. Yeah, the other one, for some reason, that one fold got the worst of it. All right. Yeah, this is. I guess I needed like 10 of the same unit to be rotating in between all this white. 2 is not enough. Nice. Yeah. I'm curious to see, because the illustration for the judges is great, and I'm curious to see the updated take on those judge models. Yeah, and I wonder what's going to come out, or what's going to get unlocked during this Kickstarter. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, so Miguel said they got access to some molds and stock, and they didn't have any rights to reproduce them. Ah, I see. Oh, I see. So once the mold stopped casting well, then that was it. So Chronopia had stock and some issues with the quality of the metal. So Prince August removed them from sale. I see. I see. Yeah, yeah. It's been a while. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, sitting on stock like that too. That's rough. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a great D&D villain. Definitely. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Warzone Eternal is going to be really hard to resist, especially because, yeah, there's going to be, within the unit, there's going to be different options and things to build different unit types. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see, and I think they're gonna be pretty smart about it. There's going to be like a basic, because it is all corporate, soldiers and corporate units. There's going to be kind of base units that then get customized with different heads and shoulder pads and stuff to make them distinctly Bauhaus or Imperial. So hopefully that'll make things cheaper and easier to deal with. But yeah, we'll have to see what the kits look like when they come. I guess we still won't physically have seen them. We'll just see how they present them on the Kickstarter. But from what Alex was saying, everything, it sounds like uh, there are going to be some nice, and I think there were some prototypes. I think on Brian Steele's like kind of video blog, he showed off a couple of assembled prototype soldiers. So we'll see very soon. But yeah, good stuff. All right. Yeah, we're still not dry on this coat. Just a little bit more. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, we might just need to go back to that. I'm getting getting anxious to move. Well, let's do something that isn't going to require. It's not white, so it's not going to require quite so many. Sorry, quite so many layers. So let's try a little lead belcher on a couple of the other models. Get some of this metal covered. All right. So yeah, let's see. I guess we'll start with our great swordsman. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and I think this will be good to get kind of where we want as far as metal that we can darken as much as possible, because lead belcher is a nice cruddy metal that there we go. And I think I'm even gonna overlap and just go back and do the gold. So we'll just do everything. Yeah, because I want to get this as dark and kind of tinted as possible, so that it's a contrast with the elves. I want try to do the elves chainmail and everything very bright and kind of blue based, and have all the Devout looking very, yeah, not corroded or kind of cruddy looking, but just dark. I think lead belcher should do that. Should do the trick. Okay. Yeah, I was contemplating non-metallic metal, but I think it would that was just slow the process down so much that some nice old school metallic painting is good. Even though so many of the European miniatures games, that was the style. I think even in the book, a lot of the models are using that non-metallic paint technique. All right, I gotta read this edge pretty carefully here. Although it's not that clear, even on the miniature. And then I had to go back and have to do a lot of that is gold. So all the edge there is going to be gold, and then also the tip of that kind of downward facing spike, the point is gold, and the gauntlets, yeah, that's all metal. Wow. So get a little more paint out here. Yeah, so the gauntlets on him, I think it's leather on the cursed. But yeah, I don't know why I was being so careful. This is all metal. And I'll just go back over and hit the gold parts, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, I can't wait to see things start to... Oh, and I just... So on the bases, I did one of those, the rare earth magnets, because that makes it easier to store, especially these lighter resin models. Resin and plastic models store really nice with just magnets on their bases. So you can stick them to like a metal sheet. Come on, focus. And they're very secure. You don't have to wrap them in foam or anything. Yeah, this is all metal. Jeez. So, yeah, but I put a little blue tack between this block of wood as well, because just the magnets, sometimes they will spin on you. And that's very frustrating when you're going for a small detail to have the model shift just a millimeter. All right. Yeah, I think that's the kind of rough metal that we want for these guys. Not gleaming silver, but just a thick, cruddy metallic. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad both of the companies are starting smaller. Yeah, you're right. Easy on the wallet is a good thing, because if they were just going to go all in with a huge line right off, and huge armies, kind of like when GW released like Plastic Sisters and stuff, there was just so many units were coming out so fast. The yeah, cost was crazy, and I think these are going to be much more reasonably priced. It sounds like too So Chronopia sounds like they're going to be doing a lot of retail after, but Warzone may. So it may be better to buy up as much Warzone as possible during their Kickstarter, because I didn't hear anything really strong about what they were going to do after the campaign, as far as, you know, like online retailers and local game shops and stuff. So the crowdfunding might be the best way to get the Eternal models. Yeah, I just hope the shipping isn't, because they are going to be produced in the US, so I hope the shipping isn't a killer. Because as much as I hate, you know, Chinese production, that's such a nice thing to have cheaper shipping because it's already in Asia. All right. Oh, that's right. This kind of wraps against the cloak here. Yeah, once we have to start hitting some of these details, I'm definitely going to pull off camera. Unintentionally. Off camera. Alright. So, yeah, that's all armor as well. Just go in here. And there's one more spike here. I haven't checked with anybody in Kansai to see if they're planning on buying into either game. I was just assuming there'd be enough, you know, with the people in the working on the podcast, there'd be enough people to play, but that might not be true. We'll have to see. Okay. There we go. Oh, totally off camera. Hey, hey. Back to my old tricks. I'm just trying to get the back of this helmet without getting too much on the well, that's actually metal as well, but there's a it's like a hair detail trailing from the helmet. All right, I think that's metal as well. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they make that easy. Yeah, do give you like a digital rulebook option. But I hear you. Yeah, it's getting to be ridiculous. All the things that need painting. Yeah, so that's all metal. Jeez. Yeah, all of these details are metal as well. The chains are gold though, so maybe I'll leave those. But this is metal. Yeah, so a lot. Haha. go. Oh, that's right, and then the boots as well. Those curvy toes. Yeah, those look cool. They will look very cool sticking out from under the. So, what am I doing with this? The lower part of this mini. It's not. Well, I guess no. It is. It is actually a follower, right? Yeah, it's just the two-handed. Yeah. Very dark though. Maybe all red though. Yeah, I don't know if it's white. If I should do the cream or the red. Thought it was going to be a different color. Oh, missed a little bit of this. There we go. Yeah, just cut this little corner here. It's funny with the camera zoomed in this much, like just an inch is either on or off camera. And then the back of the sword. Back of the sword. And then the chest. Yeah, there's red details between the ribs, but I think the ribs are metal. So we'll get that. And then maybe try like a, I don't know, a wash or something, and then go back over with some metallic detail. That might be interesting. All right. So that looks metal. Yeah, so these evil knights have a lot more metallic on them. Yeah, what do we want to do here? Because that might actually be a another cream-colored robe. Let's see. Yeah, the there really isn't big differentiation. I should just bring the PDF up and switch over. Yeah, so because these are all two-handed swordsmen as well. So yeah, the great sword might. So it might be the cursed. I guess that is going to be the only actually different. Oh, I can't wait for Risen. Yeah, because look at that. The skull on that. This same armor, but with a skull head instead of a helmet. Yeah, actually, I guess I do want to do three of these ivory. Okay, back to the ivory. Great. All right. I think we got this rinsed enough. Yeah, this brush is doing okay. All right. Yeah, I think this will be white then, won't it? Or cream colored ivory. Yeah, I think so. Shoot. Okay. Well, let's catch up then. Yeah, I think we're not that far away. Now that it's looking more dry, it's looking a little more opaque. Hey. close. It's just some of these highest points that still don't want to stay covered. All right. All right. Yeah, there we go. The end is in sight. Yeah, with the two games coming out at the same time too, it's going to be really weird to see which one, goes the distance, like which one hangs in there the longest. And it's such a, weird time. We're just coming out of so much craziness. It's a weird time for anything, but Kickstarter was, breaking records last year, so maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about because they sure did raise a lot of money. Maybe people are just so optimistic about the future. All right, so let's try to play catch up here with our great swordsman because it is a devout. So yeah, we'll match the. And immediately I cover up the metal. Yeah, so I wanted to do the white first. All right, sorry. I'm off camera picking paint off of the silver. There we go. I think it's going to be okay. And we're going to go back over the silver after it's washed anyhow to pull out some more detail. There we go. All right. I just got to be a lot more careful with the other ones because I don't want to have to do all of that over again. All right. Oops. Was that a little lump? Little lump in the paint there. Okay, and then let's take a look on the back. There's also some color coming, or yeah, the under robe or whatever we call that, coming up from under. Oh no, yeah, it just meets here. Come on, just meets here. So not so much to deal with. Oh, that'll be nice then. We can tell. And this will have a lot more gold detail on it, so hopefully it will stand out as a little bit different from the other two. I just want to make sure that because this is just skirmish level, that there's a nice differentiation between the individual models, so it's easy to see. I mean, apart from the weapons, obviously, but the standard followers, their swords are pretty big as well. So just at a glance, it would be nice to be able to tell who's who. more easily. All right, there's the first coat. So how are we doing here? Oh yeah, yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, maybe this is almost it for these guys. Cool. Yeah, that's looking close. All right. Talent looks really good. Oh, cool. Oh, hey, Unknown Girl. How's it going? Can't wait to see it all finished. Yes, yes, look at this. Everything is still intact. Look at a spear with a single point of contact, and it's actually based and primed. Yeah, I was a little cowardly. I think you can really see it on this one. Yeah, there's still some excess around here. I should have shaved off the spear, but it was fluxing so much I was too worried about snapping anything. And now it's got some primer on it, so it's a little bit stronger. All right. How's it going tonight? Yeah, because we're only a couple hours time difference. Yeah, I was really worried. I didn't think I was coming up with a good painting schedule, but I think I'm just gonna have to fit it in when I can. So it's probably not going to be the friendliest schedule for everybody, but hopefully I'll hit a little bit, hit a little bit of the whole world, whole world's timetable while I try to get these all done. Uh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, and I'll definitely do just like a round. That was already metallic. A round of highlights. So can put a wash on there and then brighten up the robe again. So I like the in the illustration. I like how it's a little bit stained. The robe looks a little bit aged, like canvas or kind of aged linen. So all right. So we're back to the, even with 3 to paint, we're still back in the same situation where we're waiting for things to dry. Yeah, I don't want to paint over that yet. Still looks pretty wet. All right. Yeah, but the metallic is looking good. All right, well, let's switch back and start. So I have a like a dirty bronze. What's it called? Yeah, dark bronze. I think the axe head. I'll at least do the axe head in that bronze, and then maybe some darker colors. But it can easily. Although the gloves are leather, so these bands. I should point at something here. So these bands are going to be metal with some gold detail. These are going to be leather gloves. That's bare flesh, and that's probably going to be maybe gold bands. The head is going to be some kind of cruddy, dark cruddy bronze color. But yeah, and then the pauldrons will be standard. I'll just maybe stain them up a little bit. But remember, this is the break. It's still, you could tell something happened there, but it's pretty much intact. That's the piece I dropped, and one hand went one way, one hand went the other. All right. Yeah, so we'll switch back over to metal. So I've got 2 kind of pots of water to wash brushes, and so it's a good idea to not use the same jar to wash your metallics and your this is 101 but to wash your metallics and your regular colors, because the metallic paints have little flecks of metal in them, and so you'll have a sparkly flesh color or something that you don't want, or you can contaminate pots as well. So you gotta thoroughly rinse between metallic and non-metallic colors. So let's get the stuff we know we want metal painted on this guy. I can always go over with a darker, stranger metal color if this washes don't do it. Yeah, we'll do this all metal and decide later what some of these details should be. What are we doing here? There we go. All right. Oh, Miguel, that's a great idea. Yeah, I've got some Dark Templar. That might be a good idea, because it'll darken things up and then give me some nice contrast in these recesses. Yeah, I haven't tried that with contrast, but that sounds like a really good plan. Because especially this guy, the cursed, I want him to, look. He's still gonna have the shape, the form of the other guys, but definitely want him to look as dark as possible. Yeah, some Dark Templar or Black Templar would be good. The contrast paint is good. It doesn't look good on black Space Marines that are supposed to be black. It's way too light. But it's really, I've gotten some nice results with non-Warhammer miniatures with that color. My all-time favorite contrast paint is Snakebite Leather, though. That always gives a really nice result and saves a lot of the steps of making something look like weathered leather. So straps and things look like animal skin very quickly. Yeah, it seems like the browns. There's a lot of really nice browns in the contrast paints. Some of the yellows and some brighter colors are not. They just don't cover very well. They don't separate very noticeably. All right. Oh, I think we're out of paint already. There we go. All right. There we go. Back on camera this way. Yeah, I'll definitely play around trying to get some interesting effects with these guys, because these aren't, I guess they are the beginning of a Devout and a Elven force, but I don't know how far I'm going to go. The Devout models are going to be great, though. I mean, the bigger demon models and stuff, those will be really cool to see how they show up. Sorry, I'm rotating things at weird angles. Alright, so let's just do this helmet. Just lead belcher until we decide how to make it, differentiate it. Oh, come on. What's going on? It just clogged up all that detail on that helmet. There we go. Alright, there we go. Yeah, there's some... I thought my paint was mixed well enough on the palette, but there was a real thick spot there. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Oh, and then the back of the helmet. There we go. So I can't tell with the glare of that metallic where I missed. Besides right there. Alright. Okay, so the axe I think is going to be mostly gold, but we'll do the metal details. And all this can be gold. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, you can see from the back there that it's broken. That's too bad. Yeah, I'm not sure what the if I should make that wooden or metallic. Actually, we can go back over it. Let's do metallic for now, because the gloves are going to be leather, so that'd be a better contrast. All right. And what about the chest here? Okay, maybe just the boots. Oh, these have some different details on them as well. I wonder if I should put some gold on those. That might look nice. Oh geez, look at that. There's a little boot toe, the tip of a boot right under the cloak there. Just hit that as best we can. And the wash will hopefully make up for the rest. Yeah, this might be nice. Yeah, so I'll do the... Oh, his the bands on the arms. These are metal as well, with gold. Alright. Yeah, usually metal is one of the last things. Metallics are usually one of the last things to do on a model when they're not mostly metallic. This is a bunch of other layers to go on top of this. Alright. Tip. Oh, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. Boy, this axe guy loves to be dropped. That's all I've done. drop this model. Whoa. In a pinch, mix Lemium medium base layer paint. Yeah, right. That's a good point. If you're missing a contrast paint color, you can kind of improvise it with kind of a glaze mix. Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks, KR. Oh, so the base size. The base sizes are 30 mil for these guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are okay. The rounded bases reminds me of Malifaux because you in their kind of recess, so you got a lot. You can fill it with a lot of stuff. You can get a lot of sand or flock or whatever in there. Yeah, but I think they're doing 30 and 50, maybe 30, 40, 50 for uh, Chronopia, although I haven't seen that yet verified in any like unit stats because we just have these basic troops so far that are all 30 mil bases. All right. Yeah. So the gloves, there might be some metal details on the gloves, but we'll worry about that after we've painted the leather. Just get this. Sorry, the focus is not. Come on. There we go. There we go. Almost. Where's the best angle for the rest of this band? It's like pinched right between. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. All right. So I think that's it as far as metal and here with some of these, some of this stuff. I think some of this will actually be gold as well, but we'll worry about that later. Nice. If I keep my hand on camera, it shouldn't go out of focus so much. All right. And we'll come back with gold a little bit later. All right. Well, since I have this dirty bronze out already, let's see what it looks like on the axe. We may change our minds. Let's see here. It's kind of brown. It's a lot more brown than I thought. Let's see. Yeah, the illustration, though, it is kind of just a corroded looking axe blade, so we'll try this as a starting point. Oh, I don't think there's any primer on the back of this axe. Oh no. I thought I hit it pretty well, though. It looked pretty wet. All right. Okay, well, that'll be our first step. I don't know if you can see on the camera what I was talking about with the... so that's the beginning of a dirty bronze. But I think we're going to swap it up. But the little striations, you can see them pretty well in the axe blade. I think that's from the printer. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. All right. See if we can finish off some of this ivory color. set him aside. Yeah. It's getting there. Oh. So back to ivory. Oh, metal devout and swamp goblins. Oh, that's great, KR. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a great comparison. All right. Start on this end. Yeah, I think this will do it. There's not much more gray coming through. Oh, that's a lot of paint. So we can, yeah, call these guys, at least these first two, we can call done with the white. Yeah, and just make sure everything gets nice and dry before we wash any of it. All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. The back of the robe looks fine. I think we're there. All right. Yeah, I think that's especially up here. That'll do it. Sorry. All right, yeah, we're getting to the most opaque I think this is going to get. Oh. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they get to the other factions as well. It'd be great to see swamp goblins and Stygians and everything. Right. There we go. Okay. I think we're good. The only one that's gonna need some more love is this guy. Yeah, we've got a couple more to go. Closer. Yeah, you can tell it's getting more opaque because it's getting less cool. It's like getting to be a little bit warmer ivory color. So it's the paint color and not mixing with all the gray coming through. All right, I'm gonna have to touch that whole thing back up. I think there's a lot of gold though, so that should be fine. All right, and under here. All right, so just one more coat for him. And what should we do? Should we see... No, so for this guy, the illustration's got some blue on there. So do we want to do red at the bottom and then blue for the cape? So it's very different. Yeah, that primer really cracked. Can you see that on the camera? There's some real tiny little lines. I hope the contrast paint doesn't pick that up. Yeah, so let's see. Again, so the illustration for the cursed on the card, it's just, yeah, a lot of dark and red details, but we've got a big cloak to deal with, and on the old miniature, it's a lot of blue. Yeah, there's a blue edge to the robe. So, is that a? It's actually like a pattern. Well, let's stick with red. So maybe do blue on the lower part and stick with red on the all of the capes so they match, and then we'll just make this one be darker with washes and things. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, because a red and blue might look nice, kind of contrasted. So I have a pretty brilliant blue that when you can tone down, I think. Oh, and there's Space Wolf's blue as well. That's gonna be too gray, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that'll just be cool gray. Let's see here. This one that they call a green, it's actually like a Hellion green, but on the model it's a kind of a muted, like a more of an aquamarine blue. That might look nice. So it's either that or this very brilliant Telesar blue, which may be too much. Yeah, this looks more reasonable, especially if we want it to look darker and dingier. That's going to be the only blue on the model. Let's see. All right. Well, let's try the because this, I think there's going to be a lot of experimenting with the cursed. It's already a very cursed miniature. So let's start just with the cloak. And this Flesh Terror is red, and see, just make sure this isn't too purple or anything. Yeah, that looks really nice. So we'll do some contrast on the cloak, and then see if we need to. Oh yeah. I think that's gonna be what we want. Oh wow, yeah. So if you haven't heard all the nonsense about contrast paints, they're a very overpriced solution for saving kind of time doing the 3 steps of base, highlight, and wash. And supposedly the pigment separates, pools in the recesses, and separates on the higher raised edges, and gives you a 3 tones from a single layer of paint. And it Sometimes I love how this red is looking. I was worried it was going to be too corn red, too purple red, but it's looking really good. Yeah, it's super wet right now too, so it'll calm down. Oh yeah, there's lettering too on this robe, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, maybe a blue, probably that more muted blue might work well. Yeah, these guys didn't get as primed as they should have. There's a lot of recesses missing. But the promotion image that they had for these paints was ridiculous because it was like a miniature, an unpainted miniature just being splashed, you know, just like somebody threw a bucket at a miniature and just one coat straight from the pot. But a lot of people, like a lot more talented painters than myself, have found interesting ways because it's just another tool. It's not a magic bullet for painting. But a lot of people have found some really nice ways to use it. Yeah, not bad. It's pulling away from a few areas where it shouldn't. But we'll see how that dries. But it's not, yeah, it doesn't look bad. I like the shade of red is nice. We may have to help it with some highlights and some, you know, kind of dirty it up a little bit. But I saw Army Painter has just released the line of their speed paints, I think they're called. And the thing that makes me interested in trying those is people are saying that if you wet them, they reactivate. So I don't know if that makes them good for blending or just makes them a mess. You know, just makes a mess. Okay, I'm definitely liking that red. I was worried. Yeah, see, you're seeing as it's drying, it's not so brilliant red. It's calming down a little bit. But I think for the cloaks, that's going to look really nice. Yeah, look at that just from a distance. Wow. All right. So that was a good choice. I'm not sure if the ivory was a great choice, but we'll find out. Okay, gotta do one more coat at least on this guy. Yeah, it's on contrast. Yeah, much cheaper. Yeah, the only thing that I heard, Miguel, is that they reactivate, and so you have to seal them if you want to. The thing I've done mostly, which is I'm not sure if it's the best technique, but is to do contrast paints, and then the randomness of contrast paints, like if it doesn't give you some of the effects you want or gives you blotchiness, then you can go over with highlights and things, you know, go over with other layers of, you know, different lighter colors or darker colors to kind of smooth things out and get them more the way you want them. And you have to seal the speed paints before you can do that with Army Painter because they will reactivate. So they'll get weird on you. You gotta see how these. Hey, camera. Let's see how these pieces are colored. I think they're just gold. I think it's gold detail. Maybe a gold edge and then a gold detail in the center. Gotta check the illustration now. All right. Yeah, I should have made the decision about this white earlier. All right, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, that That red's going to look really nice, though, against the ivory. Especially with when the ivory's got like a little discoloration to it. Oh, come on. All right. So maybe, we'll see how this looks when it dries, but maybe one more coat for this one. For the great swordsman. Oh, nice. Yeah. So contrast paints are just a tweak of their glazes. Oh, that's right. Because they did do a line of, they did do a whole glaze series. Yeah. So that like a glaze for twice the price. A tweaked glaze. But you can pay twice as much for it. Yeah. Because I think they kind of over promised. And so now instead of seeing those metal miniatures on eBay that are globbed with enamel paint that you can't even tell, they just look like melting candles. Now we're going to see, our armies that are just like, splashed with contrast paint, which I guess hopefully will be a little bit better an effect, but we'll see. Yeah, so what should I do with that flesh color? For him, it should be something pretty gross. Yeah, maybe like the Dark Oath flesh. We'll start with that as a base and see. I don't know if Snakebite actually is going to be dark enough for those gloves. We might want to go with something a little darker. Well, we'll start with Snakebite and wash it and see what happens. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to make it to any particular stage tonight. We'll see. And I've got a session of oh yeah, maybe do the metallics on these guys. A session of Enemy Within using Warlock, the Warlock system tomorrow. So that'll be fun. We're getting close to the Bogenhofen, the fate of Bogenhofen in the Enemy Within, the first part, the Shadow over Bogenhofen. Part of the adventure. Okay, so I've just got a ton of metallic that I gotta do now on these guys. All right. Yeah, I think the ivory is gonna work. So let's do the silver. Oh, that's funny. Chronopia is giving you ads for Dwarven Terrain. Yeah, finally my Facebook ads are actually things I want to look at. There are a lot of like promoting Kickstarters and stuff. But for the longest time... Oh, let's get some more. For the longest time they were just, yeah, horrible stuff. I guess finally my... all the tracking started working. All right. Okay, so the shields, the crosses are... Yeah, I think the shield is mostly going to be white with a metallic edge. Maybe I'll do that later. I'll just start with the pauldrons and the armor, yeah, because the shield looks like I want to make it mostly white, with so the red cross like really stands out. There we go. Oh, it's right. Yeah, I didn't even think about. I've got some fantasy terrain on camera. Got some fantasy terrain, but to see what will work best. And luckily, because of Malifaux, I've got a bunch of 3x3 mats, so that I'm painting a sword, I promise. So that comes in handy. So we can switch it up between scenarios. All right. Yeah, I guess I should have music on or something. There's just not enough going on this stream, especially when when I'm off camera. There's literally nothing going on the stream. Yeah, the dark days of dipping washes. Yeah, dipping washes, and then yeah, Mark getting it as pro painted. Yeah, definitely the contrast will be next. Oh man. Yeah, I've got a can of Army Painter's like dark shade dip that I was going to use for I had a bunch of board game miniatures. Oh, it was actually I think the Dungeon Saga, the Mantic Dungeon Saga. I was going to use it for that, and I never got to it. But yeah, I think for like batch, like low detail, low quality miniatures, batching them might at least so they have kind of a finish to them instead of raw plastic or just primed. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, definitely cutting mats sucks. So we'll see. Yeah, that's lucky because we had a group that was playing Malifaux pretty actively on Sundays for a while. So I just bought like a good array of, because we're having like 3 games simultaneously. So I just bought 3 mats, like sorry guys, on camera. So a generic grasslands, like an ice, because there was a couple of ice themed factions, or at least one major one, and I forget what the third was. But yeah, but they've got all the Malifaux markings on them, like all of the ranges and things specifically for Malifaux. So, but it's good though because I guess it marks. You've got a 12-inch circle from the center, and you've got all the quadrants of the board already marked out. It's a pretty complicated overlay. So for some other games it works okay, especially when something has to be placed like the center of the board. That's already pretty clear. Dun dun dun. Alright. Yeah, I think there's not much of this metal's gonna remain. Oh, maybe I could just make this up a little bit. Yeah, this light belcher's a little old, so I'm afraid it's thickening up on me. All right, yeah, it seems to cover the ivory pretty well though, so that's perfect. Yeah, I should just make the camera go out of focus so you can't see my mistakes as I make them. Yeah, I wonder how I can get some nice red in between those ribs. Illustration has, yes, a nice detail like that. That would be cool to reproduce. I'm doing under the side here. A little more paint. Okay. That's good. Oh, that's right. We've got, where are we here? We've got gauntlets and everything over here. Yeah, I'll just cover all of this and then go back with the gold. All right. So, okay, that's the back of the gauntlet. Yeah, this is the back. Is that bare arm? Yeah, it looks like it might be. Wow. There's a little more flesh on these models than in the illustrations. So this is just a regular follower. I wonder if you'll have corrupted flesh as well. So I definitely want to do that with the cursed. But if this guy's got a little arm sticking out here, I don't know. All right. Yeah, I just want to paint the cloaks on all these guys now. That looks so nice. Actually, I haven't seen it dry yet, so maybe it doesn't look nice. Maybe it looks terrible. Come on. Yeah, this is all gauntlet here. And here. On camera, on camera. Yeah, I need to set up the text to voice so you guys can say on camera in the chat. All right. Yeah, the metallics look pretty good. Yeah, that's the kind of chunky crudiness that I like. And so I'll try to contrast that with the elves, kind of a really bright metal for their armor, and see if that actually works. All right. Yeah, lots of metal. Yeah, so I'm doing all the easy stuff now, especially because I'm pretty tired tonight, so I wouldn't be capable of anything too intricate. Right. Oops. All right. Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, Games Workshop has been playing games with the map size. I think they with ninth. They did a weird change as well. All right. Yeah, I've got one table set up with a big 4x6. It's a cobblestone because I thought I was going to be playing a lot more Mordheim than I ever did. And then a 4x4 kind of desert wasteland that's come in handy, but yeah, I think I'm going to look at some new mats. Yeah, I hope they get some support. Either game get some support for some from third party for mat designs. That would be nice. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's already usable because there's similarities in the setting. So kind of chaos wastes and fiery, lava themed kind of stuff will work for Chronopia as well. So there's a certain amount of existing stuff out there. Yeah, and some companies too, they have their patterns, they have their designs, and then they give you the option of having it cut to whatever size you need. But I'm sure some of the patterns work better at certain sizes. Okay, let's not go off the edge too badly there. Alright, so let's try some of this. Yeah, I'm hoping washes will give me some of those edges I want. Alright, so we still have this pauldron and that gauntlet on that side, and I think we're pretty good. Because I'm not going to touch the shields yet. I think I want to do the white on the shields before I do any metal. Boom. Yeah, I went back and was looking at the assembly stream, and I couldn't find a spot in the stream where I was on camera at all. That was not good. I was like scanning through it. I'm like, oh, off camera, still off camera, still off camera. So hopefully there's some benefit, and you can change the speed of it as well. So hopefully people just watch it at 2 times or 4 times speed to see the models actually go together. And they'll occasionally pop on screen. All right, let's get some of that. All right. So yeah, we'll leave this side. We'll leave the shields for now. Get the underside of this gauntlet. And what are we up to then? There we go. Okay, wait. That. Oh, back of the helmet. Okay. I think we're good for now. Oh, boots as well. I'm doing the boot. I swear. Okay. And the other one is kind of buried. There we go. All right. So ivory and metal. Come on. Huh. Not bad. So that's, yeah, the metal on everybody. Okay, so here's the moment of truth here. Let's take a look at what happened here. Yeah. Let's take a look at the dried cloak. Oh, not bad at all. Yeah, it did okay. Yeah, you can see the striations. Yeah, ooh, zoom in there, you see the little striations. Yeah, the contrast paint is making that much worse. But otherwise, it's okay. Yeah, so let's do the blue on the bottom of him and see if we want to, if that's the way we want to go. But yeah, I think that's going to look nice for all of their cloaks, especially when it sits against that ivory. That'll look really good. All right. So how about the blue that calls itself green for the lower half here? We'll see how this looks. We can always reverse direction, but yeah, I think this will be nice. So here we go. Crush your fingers. Yeah, it'll be. Oh, it's actually too. Is that too light? No, it's better. The other one is a really bright royal blue. I think this will be better, or we can tone this down as well. Yeah, I didn't like how brilliant the other one was. I think that's going to work. On camera it looks really bright blue, but it's not so bad. Alright. Just gotta make sure I don't overdo it in some of these recesses here. Yeah, this is not as good as the red, though, as far as how it's covering. But this will get these minis on the table this week. So let's do it. Alright. Yes, as you can see, even as I'm putting it on, it pulls away from the highlights and pools in the recesses, and already is giving you kind of the look of a wash and some highlights, kinda. It works really well with very detailed small areas. You can really pick things out and have them stand out really well. Not so good with big flat spaces. That's why I don't think it's not a very good solution for Space Marines, like, the big panels of Space Marines armor and stuff. I think it's a terrible solution for that, but the way they're naming some of the colors, it makes it seem like that's the application, and it just looks like watercolor. It's all very, it pools and looks kind of like water stains on surfaces sometimes. So yeah, I don't think it's a great solution for anything too big and flat and nondescript, because then the paint just does whatever the heck it wants. Alright. Okay, just a little bit more. I think we've got all the worst pooling taken care of. So a little bit more over here. That'll be it. I wasn't anywhere near on screen. Okay, pull some of this off. Yeah, I like that better than the super bright blue. I don't know why it's called green. Oh yeah, there's no primer under here, is there? Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think we can darken and cruddy that up with some Agrex Earth Shade and all that good stuff. All right. Probably too late in the starter box design, but it would be great for them to put a large print. Oh yeah, yeah. I hope, yeah, if they have the rights to those, I really hope they give us some art prints or something. That would be great to see some of that. Oh yeah, yeah. That X head is very. It does. It looks like it has fingerprints on it. It's those are definitely printing 3D printer artifacts. But yeah, I like that. I like that lower skirt. Okay, so let's. I guess we'll do just because it's easy and fun. Let's do the cloaks on the rest of these guys. Yeah, that'll work. All right. It fits my energy level and ability right now, so let's do it. All right. So yeah, I'm just trying to not hit the existing metallics. Yeah, that's the only thing you have to do with contrast paints is just overlap them in the right order. I've seen though people doing some interesting mixing though too, especially when you're trying to get like gross effects, you know, kind of more disgusting effects. The paints mix in an interesting way sometimes. So to do wet on wet, you know, kind of, wow, damn it, blending. I'm not gonna let you see that on camera. Um, yeah, it's a big. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't go too far into the ivory. I think we're okay. Yeah, because this row goes there, so I think we're okay. Yeah, yeah, but there's some interesting, you know, kind of getting bruised effects and things. Water down some contrast paints and let them mix together. But I guess that's the same thing with, you know, glazes and washes too. You can let them mix in weird ways. All right. Yeah, I just want to make sure that little hair detail. I think that's, I forget what color I was plotting for those, but just make sure that doesn't get over painted. Yeah, that's not whoa. Straight out of the pot, but not so crazy. All right. Yeah, that's all going to be gold anyhow, isn't it? And then the edge. And then this big underside here. All right. Yeah, there's not enough primer again in certain areas, but it's doing okay. All right. There we go. There we go. Yeah, nothing too heavy. Yeah, it looks really nice. The color. I've got a red, like a real bright red But this looks much nicer. Yeah, I was just worried. I was thinking it was going to be really, really purple, but it's not. All right. Just an inch over and I'm on camera. Yeah, and especially with, if you can paint in the direction of like folds and things, I think that helps the effect work a little bit better, just like with glazing and things when your brush strokes are in the direction of, if you can try to get the paint to flow in the direction where you want that, those recesses to hit and highlights, I think that helps a lot. It seems to. Okay, we've got a border here with the that ivory undercloak, so I want to be careful. I don't want to have to try to cover this red with that ivory. Alright, careful. Yeah, not too bad. Alright. Yeah, and then these edges will be more concealed with wash and stuff, so it doesn't have to be perfect, just not horrible. Yeah, just not a big mess. If the red goes a little too far or the ivory's a little too far, it'll all be balanced by that nice line of wash. Alright. And one more death-defying side here. So under here. Oh, the shield is covering it. Ah. Alright. Just a little bit more at this edge here. Can't really get this on camera very well because that shield is going to obscure it in every angle that I turn it. Ah. There we go. Yeah, I like this red a lot. Red and white. Alright. And our last. So I guess I'm going to have to do some gold details. Then we can wash them, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to not make a mess of that tonight. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, and I still have to decide what color all of that hair is that's draping out from under the armor. Okay, so here. Yeah, when I overlap the ivory a little bit, it's a little bit brighter. Like you can still kind of see it's not covering gray. But I think a wash will help that all blend together. All right. Oh, another danger. dangerous border. Oh. Hey Joe, how's it going? Good to see you on the stream, my faithful blue wrench. Yeah, it's going to be a week of unusual live streams, I think, for this channel. Timing wise, and maybe content wise too. There we go. If you could actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, this gives me a new appreciation for porn actors where you're having to play to the camera and point things where people can actually see them. I wouldn't be very good at that job, I think. I think everything would be obscured by knees and elbows, and I would be fired immediately. Yeah, that was great. It just, we didn't get any of that on camera. All right. Just a little bit more. This under part. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh wait, there's a little bit more into there. Nice. Yeah, so I think that cloak, it's going to save me a lot of time, and I can do, if I think that detailing would be gold. See how some of the, oh, maybe not this one. The edge of the cape here has some symbols, some lettering. So maybe I'll pick that out with some gold. That would look nice. And yeah, kind of darken everything up. So maybe some leather. We'll try snakebite and see if it's too bright for the leather gloves on this guy. That's going to be the only thing that's leather. Huh. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Well, thank you. Thanks to Flesh Terrors Red for giving us a nice, deep, rich color. Yeah, where's my other red? Oh yeah, the other red is Blood Angels, and it's just crazy bright. You can see the difference. I was worried this was going to be too purple, the Flesh Terrors, but it's really rich and deep. Yeah, it doesn't quite look the same. This is really, really bright. So it would look kind of silly, but yeah, that looks nice. All right, so a little bit of snakebite on those gloves, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, it's, what is it, 11:34 here in the evening. So morning in America. It's the 80s all over again, and it's morning in America. Okay, yeah, I might want to go with something darker, but let's try snakebite first. Oh, if I can find it. Okay, yeah, this, oops, sorry. Smacked it right into the, right into the microphone. Okay, so where is he? God damn. Yay, there we go. Okay, so we'll just do the gloves here and see if this is good. Oh no, it's not too bright, I don't think. I think it'll work okay. And then there's gonna have to be some, yeah, that'll do it. I love this color. It's just got a nice oily leather look, and it gets when it dries, it's got a nice fade to it. So it's so nice to just do a single pass on like belts and pouches and things on miniatures. that need to be leather, and then you can go back and highlight anything that isn't standing out enough. But this is a really good first pass. Yeah, and actually the contrast paints worked pretty well on the War Master miniatures. So Chris and I were doing some 3D printed some, third party, some independently produced War Master armies, and contrast paints helped a lot because that scale is so brutal to get a lot of detail. Hey Joe, oh thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. You like snakebite leather too, right? Yeah, I think that pretty much puts any live stream over the top. Thanks a lot, Joe. Oh, would airbrush work better for those? Oh, or too tiny? Airbrush would probably work really great for like the cloaks and things, like things that needed blending. Yeah, I don't have a an airbrush set up here. I should. I have one at the other space. No, airbrush is really superior for you don't have to do any blending. Like you can get gradations and things very easily from airbrushes. But no, there's a lot of, and the stream, the I can't even think of the terminology, but you can get the spray of an airbrush to be very very fine, like just a millimeter or so. So you can paint miniatures this small and do interesting highlights, like just kind of blend and do highlights, and that's kind of what I'm the corners I'm trying to cut with the contrast paints. Is with an airbrush you could literally like draw already kind of blended highlights. Stop saying kind of. Yeah, blended highlights onto the models, and you get nice gradations, and also because of you're doing things directionally, like if this is the direction of the airbrush, light sources are easier to achieve. The direction that light is coming is easier to indicate. You're not having to manually kind of create that. The airbrush can basically create your light sources for you, and it looks all blended and stuff. Sometimes it's too perfect, like for my taste. Sometimes a very airbrush, like something that's obviously airbrushed, um, there's some effects and things that don't look great. So I'm not a fan of like airbrush art in general, like on jackets and vans and stuff. But but you can get some really beautiful, subtle effects and things that a brush that takes so much more work with a brush, and so much more like thinking and planning and stuff. Yeah, that's gonna work okay for those gloves. I thought it'd be too bright, but it's dark enough. Yeah, I just want his hands to look wrapped. Yeah, so that's his skin color. Come on, camera. Am I just too? I guess I'm just like an inch too close. Yeah, that's his skin color right there. So I'll have to figure out some fleshy. Yeah, some good corrupted fleshy color. Yeah, this is going okay. Huh. Yes. Oh, you the zombie. Nice. uh yeah, first thing in the morning watching miniature painting. That cannot be fun. I appreciate your hanging in there. Oh, I guess that's all gold, yeah. Oh, I got it onto the haft a little bit. Uh yeah, it's all gonna be gold details. Huh. So where are we here? Let's see. Wow. Yeah, we're getting some of the base colors. people that haven't seen the magic of washes too will enjoy kind of the before and after. So we're just blocking in these colors, but there's not a lot of, interesting, like that's a really ugly flat white and it's not very interesting. But once we start playing around with some washes, you'll see some nice things happening color wise on the models. Oh yeah, the shields too. Yeah, actually I think I want to, well, that white's really thin. Yeah, it's going to be, the shields are going to be another one of those ivory situations where I have to put many coats. I guess I may as well do that tonight while I'm in boring mode. So I've got a lot of gold details. So the edges, so like the edges of the pauldrons and the lines on the helmets are all gold. Although with this guy maybe it should be darker. But yeah, all of these borders and edges would need to be gold. And that'll bring out certain details. Yeah, and I gotta figure out what color. Maybe like the skeleton horde or something to make it look like a more hair colored, a yellowy hair colored thing, but kind of dead still. Yeah, let's do that then. The maybe a smaller brush too. Let's see what we have. Oh boy, oh, there we go. Yeah, something a little bit smaller. Oh, this one looks pretty busted. No, there's no, the tip on that thing is gone. Oh, here's, yeah, we'll try this guy. Sorry. I can't get into this thing. Where's the edge? So another one of these cheapy Japanese synthetic sables. Intralon. But they've been okay. They just, it's hard to keep good points on them. I think just because they're cheap. All right, so I wanted to try, let's see, maybe start, yeah, we'll do like a ghost gray on the white parts of that shield, because as you can see from the art, I think I'm going to do like a little bit of blue on there. I'm definitely going to do kind of a blue glaze on the, jumping ahead, on the chainmail for the elves, because look how blue, yeah, look how blue the armor is in the illustration. So do a really brilliant silver and then a nice, like a blue wash, similar to like the shoulder pads for Death Watch in 40K. There's a really nice blue glaze that makes those look very interesting. So I'll try that with the elves. I don't know when, when that will happen. There we go. Yeah. I think this is the right color. So let's try this. Yeah, it'll be a few coats, but maybe not as much less surface, not as brutal as the ivory. Yeah, so that cross that you can see, that cross detail is going to be red. Maybe I should do no, maybe the cloak red will be good. It's such a nice looking red. I don't want to do anything that's going to clash with it. Alright. So, yeah, so just starting with the lighter colors so that it's easier to go over things. focus these little triangles here. Get my hands on screen so I can focus. Yeah, so these don't have to be perfect because the white is easy to cover. But I need something to help make that red pop out. So, wait a minute here. Oh, we can't even see. Oh, the top is red. Yeah, so that whole... So the center will have a kind of a gem in it with a gold border, and then that top is red as well. So, yeah, that should work. All right. Yeah, so maybe 2 coats of that. And we'll have white shields. All right. Yes. In frame and in focus. Oh, actually, let's go over this edge a little bit more. The back I'll just make silver, but maybe this overlapping can be white. All right, yeah, this brush isn't bad. I just hope it hangs in there. It's kind of nice flexibility to it, and then these little triangles up here. All right, yeah, so kind of a cool white. I think once I get the red in there too, I want to do a little blue wash kind of accent so that edge really stands out. Nice. So let's let those dry. What else could we do? What else could we do? Oh yeah, so maybe let's see what we can make his flesh look like, and we can always like make it more blue. So I've got Gilliman flesh, but I want that, I think Dark Oath is what it's called. Oh, maybe it's not out. Yeah, here. Yeah, so kind of this ugly... Whoa, bounce, sorry about that. Kind of this like ogre flesh looking... So not very... This will actually be good for the Black Bloods in Chronopia. This is a really nice kind of chaos, corrupted kind of beastmen kind of skin color. So let's try this on our... is that mixed enough? Yeah, that's the other thing too, is there's so much stuff that sticks in the bottom, these contrasts. So tonight, Joe, just these 4, but there are 4 more. So I'm trying to get these guys done, and then we'll move on to the elves. So the elves are the primed, brighter, kind of bone white, kind of off-white, because I need to get a lot brighter colors. And these guys were gray, which was kind of a mistake over gray. So there's only a total of 8. Oh yeah, I didn't do that. I meant at the beginning of the stream. So this is what I'm painting, this set. So it's 4v4 kind of hero skirmish level for this game. So I'm doing these guys now, and then hopefully as soon as possible the elves. All right. But what was I doing here? Oh yeah, the Dark Oath. Let's see if this is the kind of color we want, and we can also play with this. So his bare arm here is what we're... That's pretty bright, isn't it? Yeah, probably want to do something a little more because the artwork, the flesh is very gray. To make it lifeless, it's a very kind of gray flesh. This looks a little too alive. But won't that be a nice skin color for the black blood? Because the orcs and goblins and everything aren't green in Chronopia. They're kind of a dark, like a dusky skin tone. So they're all desert dwelling. So trolls, ogres, orcs, and goblins are desert dweller, kind of Persian inspired, Persian influenced kingdom. I don't know that. Yeah, that looks just kind of a little more human and not as corrupted as I was hoping. I don't know if that'll work. But let me just make this the base color and we can improvise from there. Yeah, actually maybe this with some Black Templar over it or something might look nice. Okay, so I think that's some flesh. Oh, and we've got an elbow under here. So we'll start at this with the base color, but I think I want to warm it or gray it out a little bit. So that it looks like it's more corrupted. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go for the next stream. I think I'm going to go and try to turn off the autofocus on the camera and just, yeah, because I think I'm just putting the miniature too close to the lens and it's choosing not to focus that close and keeps getting tighter on the cutting the table. Maybe here too. Yeah, something to kind of gray it out. I hit everything with that. Yeah, that's not exactly. So that the leather color is better than I thought it would be, but the dark oath is not great. But I guess it's okay for. Do these guys have some flesh showing a little bit? Maybe I'll go with these guys too. But I think with these guys, I'm not going to. With the regular troops, I'm not going to. Make it too dark and nasty looking. I don't think so. Oh, maybe that, yeah, right here. Maybe this is flesh. All right, and this. Huh, interesting. Yeah, so then maybe behind the elbow here too. Huh. All right, hunting the details. I don't think this guy has anything showing though. No. And what about him? Yeah, that's about it. Okay. So a little bit of a failed experiment. Yes, Miguel, progress has been made. We've got a beautiful red cloak color and all the metallics, or the silver has been hit. But, oh, yeah. We need to do another coat on the shields. Yeah, some progress. Not fast, but we're getting there. Yeah. And then, so then once everything has been, all the kind of main colors have been colored in, what's that? Blocked in. That's the word I was looking for. Then we'll go back, and then we'll wash stuff, and then we'll start picking out some highlights and details. So we've still got gold details, but first, let's finish, or let's get another coat on these shields. Yeah, hopefully over the next few nights we'll knock these guys out. Yeah, I won't post any pictures or anything of the progress, just of the finished product, because they are going to look very unremarkable until they're closer to done. All right. Oh, that's a little thick. All right. Nice. Oh, nice. Joe is doing, yeah, Japanese robots. Nice. Yeah, that was my first love, is the tiny Gundam kits that I found in Toy Mandala, this toy shop on Ventura in the valley. They were pretty affordable little plastic kits, and that was my first. I'd done, like, model planes and tanks and stuff as a kid, but not Japanese robots. So those were my first kits. Oh, that's, yeah. This whole back is silver. That's right. Okay, that'll get done later. All right. I think that's white enough for the shield. I don't think we're gonna get, because we'll go back and do a highlight, but I don't think we need to do anything more with that. Yeah, with a thin brush, I think I am just going to kind of try to drop some red between those ribs and see how that looks. Someday, maybe in the morning when I'm more awake. All right, so we do the red on the shield, maybe. Yeah, maybe with this brush, that red will go well. Although it's contrast paint, and these are very flat without detail, so the result may not be as nice as the cloaks. We'll have to see. All right, let's try one. All right. So cross your fingers, and hopefully and if I don't do the same wash on the shield, and I can also, do supporting layers. But yeah, all of this is going to be red. So kind of get this on here and try to control it. And then I'm going to try just little blue accents in those edges between the shield, the cross on the shield, and those white areas, because that illustration has those so well done, so like well laid out. Yeah, this is getting to be detail work I don't think I'm alert enough to do. All right. Yeah, and then the rest of that will be, the rest of the sides and everything will be silver. just fudge the gem here. Alright. Yeah, I can get some pretty sharp lines with this brush. I think I've got a little blobbing problem. Alright. So a little bit too much there, but okay, that needs to connect, and all of that is red, and then all of that is red. Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back in with some of that white though before I do the blue. But yeah, I think that color is good for the shield. It stands out. Nice. So yeah, the whole back has to be silver, the back of that shield. All right. Well, we've got it out. Let's see. We can do this one as well. Angle, angle, angle. All right. So this whole edge is red. Yeah, when the real detail stuff comes up, I'm not going to be able to talk at all. I'll just be holding my breath the whole time. That'll make an exciting live stream. Alright, so the tops of this. Yeah, this brush is pretty good. I mean, it's brand new, so but it's pretty good for control. It flexes really nice. Alright. I can do it, I can do it. Okay, and then just this top. Almost done. Yeah, I think over the shoulder camera is far superior to top down because you're always like pushing weirdly forward. Okay. There we go. Kinda. So tighten that up a little bit and touch up some of the white, and then put some blue. I just want to like lay a little bit of blue wash on those edges and get it all sharp. Nice. Oh, hey. Oh, sorry. I'm not paying attention to the chat. So the Gardener of the Tree of Woe says, "What's your favorite Chronopia faction?" I like dwarves. I like the dwarves, the dark tusks, and the horned ones. Yeah, just because, and I think they're going to do a good job with the blood totems and things. In the new version, they're not going to be giant chunks of resin or metal, so that should be good. But yeah, I can't wait for some cool dwarves. Yeah, I think dwarves are. It's very sad, their story, what happened to them. Very messed up, and but also just like the elves and everybody else, a lot of infighting, a lot of what is it? The dwarves are ringholds, like ringhold versus ringhold, like the elven houses clashing with each other. But yeah, I really like, and I like what they've previewed so far with the dwarf factions, and I guess they're just doing horned ones for this first release. But good stuff. Yeah, it's brutal. their gods start eating them and murdering them, and then them having to find out how to take over and take control. All right. Well, what are we gonna? What else are we gonna do? Yeah, I don't think the gold is gonna happen tonight. Yeah, I think it's going okay. Yeah, some red in between those ribs would be really cool. Okay, well, let's just try a touch, since we already have things all set out for the metallics. Let's try a touch of some kind of gold base color. Actually, the lead belcher is my base. I could probably get away with... That's too bright, though. Yeah, let me do this one. So I'm going to do a little bit of Retributor armor. It's a really nice warm gold color. Should contrast well with the lead belcher. So let's try this and see, what is that? Let's see what kind of results we can get. I'm going to just try a little test, basically, because I don't think I can handle this tonight. All right. But if things go incredibly well, maybe we'll get a little bit further. All right. Yeah, because this brush is doing okay. So yeah, I just want to see what kind of gold details we can get on the sword. Yeah. That works. And then all of that is gold as well. So the whole, what is that, the pommel, the end of the pommel is gold. Yeah, that's a pretty decent, and we're gonna tone it down with a wash as well. So yeah, the way that some of these colors contrast each other right now is going to change a lot. They're going to be kind of blended together with a wash, as most of you already suspect. There we go. Yeah, that's decent. Yeah, so I've got to go around to see all these details are gold. And then I'll show the edge of the armor. Ah. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be doing this tonight. But the edge of the armor is all gold detail. So like that, so that's like the ultimately the effect, and then the tips of these things. All right, now it's looking Chronopia to me. That weird contrast on the armor between gold and silver. Yeah, I think doing everything silver first helps this a lot. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to even attempt anything on the helmets yet. But yeah, that's the kind of the look we're going for, and then things will be a little toned down. Let's see. Oh, do this side. Yeah, if I had to pick maybe between the two factions in this preview, I think I would definitely go Devout. I like this. I like their look, and I play Chaos and 40k, so it's not that far. It's not that big a stretch. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do this again. You know, like things are gonna get washed and blended together. Then I'm gonna have to go back through and pick this gold out again to, but a little bit less, like a little bit more conservatively. So wait, are the edges of the? Oh yeah, it does kind of go all the way around the edge, doesn't it? But not near the. No, okay. Yeah, so the gold stops here. The edge that comes like towards the helmet is not gold. All right. Yeah, I don't. This is a pretty decent detail brush. I like how it moves. In case I haven't said that already. All right. And for like what, $3 or whatever. I'm not kicking this brush out of bed for eating crackers. Yeah, these a lot of these synthetic Japanese sables are really, really cheap. So you can get a whole set, you know, a whole range of sizes. Nice. Okay. Now I gotta do it just because I'm so enjoying this brush. Oh yeah, this is not gonna be bad at all. And I'm not quite on camera. All right. So that's kind of the idea. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. But there we go. Just those lines on the face. And that'll have to be re-picked out once everything is kind of smashed back down. Oh, that's right. And the chain is gold. The chains that are kind of draped across their chests are gold as well. So lots of cool contrasting stuff. Oh man. All right, now I'm getting excited for this Kickstarter. I was just feigning excitement previously. No, this is great. And this isn't even close to looking good. But just getting that little bit of contrast. Yeah. Get you thinking about the final how the final product's gonna look. All right. Nice. All right, that's a little bit of gold everywhere. Oh, these the things on the elbows as well. And actually, I think with the it gets worse. Yeah, with the followers, these rings on the gauntlets are all gold. Yeah, oof. All right, so I'm gonna have to go back and touch all that up. Oh, sorry, I'm missing the chat here. Yeah, yeah, I really like that too. How different it is from traditional fantasy. You could thank the Swedish for that, right? Because this is their dragons and demons setting, basically, before it became a war game. All right, so just imagine that with all kinds of nice, grungy, high contrast details. Slowly, we're getting there. Oh yeah, I gotta double check how those what those things look like. I think these are gold. These little kind of shield. I don't know what that part of the armor is called, but those little kind of hip shields. I think that's a gold edge and a gold detail in the middle as well. Lots of gold in small amounts. Uh, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Is varnish it and then keep it from keep it protected. That's it. Yeah. Thank you, Gardner. That's a good idea. Oh, cool. Black Bloods. Yeah, I really love the treatment of Black Bloods. You know, the orcs are sophisticated alchemists, you know, and the ogres are the rulers, you know, the ruling class, and the goblins are the downtrodden. Yeah, already Ilias teased a possible, you know, defection of the goblins from the Black Bloods. So yeah, very cool. Yeah, Apothecary White. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Apothecary White does nice stuff with robes and things. Yeah, who was? Oh, it was Chris. Yeah, Chris was using it. Was just expecting pure white, and was shocked how gray it was. But no, Apothecary White is cool. I like how it gives you those really nice subtle the subtle gray kind of in the shadow or the darker part. Yeah, it's nice. Definitely. Yeah, what I forget what I used the last thing I used that on. But I was really happy. Contrast paints really saved me so much time doing like the painting like the Skaven War Master army and stuff. That was nice because there's some really nice browns and stuff in oh, and I also had a shiny what is it, the gloss Agrax Earthshade, and that gave a nice slimy look to some of the units because the way the sculptor had done the units, the rat swarms are particularly disgusting. They're just these roiling, you know, 1 inch squares of, you know, some naked rats, some giant rats, like all of these like horrible things, and they looked really good. Some of the details, all shiny, looked even more disgusting on the table. Oh yeah, he needs gold too. Nice. Yeah, we're getting there. But that's closer to the overall, at least, you know, some of the basic. Oh, there's gold on the back as well. So is the helmet? Sorry, I'm checking some. Sorry, it's out of focus so much. Jeez. Oh yeah, it doesn't really show. No, I guess the like the halo-y type parts would be. So yeah, I guess I guess that would be the top. I need a little bit more gold around the top of the head, and then those two side, the ones that are connected to the sides, are gold as well. Yeah, yeah, and there's the helmet. When I was curious about where the swordsman, the great swordsman follower's helmet came from, because it's very different from the illustration. There it is, right there. Yeah, that's where they must have gotten it. The sculptor got it from. Oh, so red. That's a lot of red, though. So the kind of the hair coming off the back of the helmet. See, the hair's coming off the back of the helmet, but that's red as well. I think I might do, yeah, like a silver or a whiter color like this, because that's a lot of red, because it's just gonna get totally lost in that cloak or in the cape. Yeah, it would be nice if the cape was any other color but red. Yeah, I'll have to figure out something for that, because it's also draping off of the sleeve, the and edges of the gauntlets also have some kind of furry detail. All right. So, what are we doing here? Yeah, yeah, I think you're right, Gardner. I think contrast is a good tool. But totally, I think because the range isn't very, it's very inconsistent. Some colors are really great, and some don't even give you any separation. I'm trying to think, the worst results I've had is like some of the yellow, or I can't remember though. There was one color though where it's like that's pointless. That does nothing. All right, so we'll do a little bit more gold while we've got the metallics going. All right. So, sword pommel. And yeah, so and I'm going to have to go back over this gold after washes, and then pull out and then like with a lighter gold, there's some highlights. So, plenty of gold in the future. Oh, on camera, on camera. Is that line? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna, once I start really messing up these tiny details, I'll have to call it. That's it. I just put a big black line across the whole model. Okay, yeah, so I'm just adding a little bit of gold on the sword, and then the armor. Getting ready to wash it up. All right. So there we go. It's very close to the hilt. Everything turns all gold. All right, and then the chain. Yeah, so both of them have a chain that goes across the chest. And then these guys. All right. And I think, yeah, this detail is gold. But I don't remember if the edge is or not. You gotta go back and check. But this is. And then the bands on the armor, or on the gauntlets, are also. So hopefully I'm giving some encourage to anyone that wanted to try painting miniatures, because as you can see, you don't have to be amazing for it to be enjoyable. Alright, oh, I hit the edge. Of course I did. Okay, so well, this whole front is gold. Yeah. So that's a little bit closer. Wow. Alright, and so the halo part, down to the side. So there we go. It looks so yellow on camera. It really isn't. Yeah, the thing I like about it is it's not a super yellow gold color. It's very warm, kind of orangey. But on camera, it does not look like that at all. Okay, so that's all right. Some more of the same here. Oh, did I? Didn't do that on the other side yet. The little spike. And then this. Yeah, when I was looking at the illustrations, like, that's almost too much gold detail in the illustration. It's going to kind of overpower things, but no, it looks nice. And it'll be muted a bit too very soon. So I think it's going to look really good. All said and done. Nice. Sorry, is that out of focus? I guess because I'm moving and it's not, it's just not willing to follow. I'll focus on something easier. Oh, let me go around this as well. All right. All right. Yeah, I have to kill the autofocus. I apologize for the ridiculousness of trying to watch this. But it's more of a got to get this done and want to talk to everybody that's online. It's not a learning experience. You'll get no college credit for watching watching this live stream. Ah, nice. Yeah, oh yeah. Adrian Smith. I'm so glad that they started using Adrian Smith for Kaman's games. The yeah, the games that come on, and they did his Hate. They turned his Hate comic into a game as well. But I'm really glad he's got a lot of work for them. And every time they have an art book for one of the games that he's done, I always want to get that. Yeah, so like the Viking one and the Japanese one and all that. He did the illustrations. I'm blanking on every one of the games. But the Eric M. Lang, the series, his kind of mythology series. He did the Adrian Smith did the art for all of that. And so then the sculpts for the board game minis were done, directly based on his art. Yeah, that gold. That gold works better than I thought. I remember being happy with this gold with the Sigmarines too, the Stormcast Eternals. I remember liking how that came out as well. All right, so I think we're at 12:30 here, so it's already been three. Wow, so this is how much progress I've made in 3.5 hours. Ouch. All right, so there we go. That's where we are after 3.5 hours for 4 minis. Still, if I can get away with finishing them in 8 hours, that's not bad. 2 hours a piece. But yeah, we're getting there. So the followers are getting closer. I still got to figure out what color all that kind of draping fur is. I'll take a look at a few other painted miniatures and then also the illustrations and see. Oh yeah, so if you hadn't seen the cards in detail, so most of the stats are similar to the cards, and the cool thing they do is the base size. So that also is basically size. So anything that would affect like ranged weapons and things that would give you bonuses if you're shooting something big, that's going to be the indication of the size. So they don't have like size 1, size 2, size 3 like some miniatures games do. They do base size. I really like when they did that. I really hate, it drives me crazy that Games Workshop has this like crazy non-standard base thing. It's like you put it on the bases that it came with, but the bases that it came with in the 90s is a very different situation than what you've got today. So orcs on the 25 mil bases and stuff is frustrating now that they're bigger sculpts. So yeah, but anyhow, yeah, so I guess we'll take we'll pause it here, and I'll try to pick up maybe tomorrow night as well. So look for me to pop in and out over the next few days, trying to get these guys looking tabletop ready for this week. So we're going to it's going to be elves versus, and I like how menacing, like scale wise, because so here's the kind of well, he's also kneeling down, but the elves are much more slender, and the Devout look nice and menacing compared to, but of course the leadership and everything, all the stats of the elves are better. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, and I got to get some ideas about base colors, like what I should do for the color of the base, and put some little dead grass or something around the Devout. That'll work. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining me. This was fun to do late at night, and thanks so much, Gardner, for hanging out. I love hearing your opinions about stuff. It was paints and Chronopia. Both of those things are great topics while I'm doing this. It keeps me well motivated. So check so subscribe to the channel if you guys want to get notified of when I go live again, or I'll post it on I didn't post it on Facebook this time, but I will. I will keep posting it on the Chronopia Facebook group, and we will do this again soon. I hope to get all of these guys finished, and first will be the Devout. So hang in there, and take care, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. Joe's my mighty moderator, so stay on his good side. And thanks so much again for the super chat, Joe. That's very, very cool of you. So we will be together again soon. I'm not sure exactly the schedule, but I'll be on as often as possible, and probably for about between 3 to 4 hours every time. So take care, and see you again soon. So next we'll see some washes, maybe. I guess I should do that between sessions, but talk to everyone soon. And upturntable.com if you want to see the website, and then we're Upturn Table on both Twitch and YouTube, and this will be archived on both Twitch and YouTube. So take care, and see you next time. Goodbye.